Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. I'm Mary Tajitos. In today's class, we are going to make this beautiful handle step by step. It's a handle made with a combination of 2 stitches, double crochet and slip stitch. And look how beautiful this stitch turns out. It's one of the most important pieces of our bag because it's what gives each of our projects that elegant, subtle, and delicate touch. And on top of everything, it's strong, affordable, and very easy to make. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to do so and also turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming classes. Without further ado, let's go to the list of materials and then to the step-by-step instructions. For the materials, we will need 2 medium-sized swivel hooks, a 6mm crochet hook, and a 3mm crochet hook. This one is for hiding the threads, a yarn needle, measuring tape, scissors, and a leftover piece of t-shirt yarn in any color. Whatever you have on hand, 25 centimeters of hose. Look, this is the transparent one we use for water. I bought this at a hardware store and it cost me about 2,000 pesos per meter. It is 1 centimeter wide, 4 wooden beads, 2 hexagonal, and 2 round ones. You can use whichever ones you have available. Let's start the process. This is a very quick, very simple one, so pay close attention. The first thing I did was arrange the beads in the order I want them to be placed on the handle. Here I have the hose. As I mentioned at the beginning, it's 25 centimeters long. In width, or it's 1 centimeter thick. You can get this at any hardware store or wherever they sell plumbing supplies. Here, I already cut a strand that's 75 centimeters long. This is 3 times the length of the hose I'm going to use. We're going to thread the first part of the beads, and we're going to do it like this. It's something very simple. We pass the clasp through the center of the strand, and here we're going to use a yarn needle to help us. The idea is to thread both ends through each bead. So we're going to pass one through first. We take out the needle. Here, we pass the other one through. If you see that you can thread both at once, you can do it. There's no problem. And what if you're working with beads that have a smaller hole? Just like these, you can use a thinner thread. I mean, you can use this part with another thread and continue the process with the t-shirt yarn. Let's thread the second bead. You can also do it this way here. You pass the needle through.
Okay.
This is how the first part should look. Now we're going to thread the strands inside the tube. You need to do this very patiently, or you can use a long stick to help. We're going to do both at the same time. We've already threaded both strands inside the tube. Now let's string the second set of beads. We'll do it first on just one strand, starting with the largest one. And now we're going to attach the clasp. Now we'll pass the same strand again through both beads. First, we go through this one. See how the clasp stays on this side. Now through the next one. Here, we'll do it like this. We place the tip in and start pushing it through. Look, the bead is on this side. Here, we adjust the threads very well. we make the first knot. We tighten it so it's really snug. Look, it's already taking on the curve. And here they stay nice and tight. Now we make one last little knot here. We cut off the excess, not too close. And we're going to hide these little ends inside the tube. Here's how the first part is turning out. And when tightening, if you notice that when we squeezed, the tubing closed up right away. So that's what's going to give shape to our handle. See how it's already nicely arched, and it's a very simple part. Remember that you can do it with the materials you have at home. And I assure you that this will give a unique and different touch to each of your pieces. Because this handle looks beautiful. Now we're going to cover the hose with simple single crochet stitches. We take the yarn, place it on top, leaving a little piece to hide under the bottom part of the stitches. We pass the hook under the hose, grab the yarn, bring it to the back, and here we give it a little bit of height. We have a little loop on the hook. We take new yarn and pass it through this loop. Here we have our first chain. We pass the needle again under the hose and grab the yarn. We give it height, and here we have 2 loops on the hook. We take new yarn and pass it through both of them. Here we have our first complete stitch. We pass the needle again, grab the yarn, and give it height. We have 2. We take yarn and close the stitch. We're going to adjust it. Like this. And we need to keep the yarn well organized, with this strand facing up, so our stitches look nice and neat. We pass the needle again. This is how we're going to make the single crochet stitches. Until we cover the entire hose. We need to keep in mind that as we make them, we should arrange them so that there are no empty spaces left. In other words, we need to keep rolling the stitch to completely cover the hose so that those spaces aren't visible. We continue the process. We're going to make the last stitch. With this, we complete a total of 30 single crochets. The amount will depend on the length of the tubing or handle you want to make. Look at how the stitches look. They're well organized, nice and tight. From the back, you can see there aren't any gaps. Here we'll crochet a turning chain and turn the work. Let's get started. The second row, we're going to do it in a decorative stitch pattern, combining 2 stitches, double crochet and slip stitch. We'll start by passing the hook under the entire chain. Here in these spaces, starting in the second chain, this is the first one, which is the turning chain. We're going to insert the hook here in the second one. We take the yarn and place it now over the hook. It should always be well organized. We go under the second chain, yarn over again, and pull up a loop. Here we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the first 2, and pull up a loop. We have 2 left, yarn over again, and pull through those 2. Here we have made our first double crochet in the next chain. Below, we are going to make a slip stitch, insert the hook under the chain, yarn over, and We have it here. 2 loops on the hook. We are going to pull the first loop through the one we already had, like this. Now we are going to make the double crochet. We place the yarn over the hook. Our hook is already well positioned. We go under the next chain, yarn over again, and lift it up, always at the level of the loop that's on the hook. Here we have 3. Yarn over, go through the first 2 and lift up. We have 2 left. Yarn over again and finish the stitch. In the next chain, we will make a slip stitch. Now comes a double crochet, yarn over. We go under the chain and make the double crochet. We go under the first 2, yarn over, and here we close with a slip stitch. See, the pattern is very simple. We are going to alternate these 2 stitches until we get to the last 2 chains. Now, let's make the last 2 stitches. Here we have a slip stitch, which means now we're going to make a double crochet. And here we will finish with a slip stitch. So here we start with a double crochet. Here we finish with a slip stitch. That will vary depending on the number of stitches you made at the beginning. So now we're going to cut the yarn. We pull it out from this side. And we're going to hide it underneath the stitches, where we're going to pass this yarn. Look, here is where the center of the previous stitch is. We pass the yarn right under here. And we're going to take it under the first round, like this. Very carefully. I finished hiding the yarn. When you get to the end, it's very important to put a drop of silicone at the bottom to prevent the yarn from coming out. So now you can cut off this end. Hide it like this on the underside. Now I'm going to show you how the stitches turned out. This is the front side, and this is how the stitches look on the back side. Look how beautiful this is. Look how gorgeous these stitches look. Here, you can arrange them very nicely. And look how lovely these stitches look. And this is how our beautiful handle turned out. Look, how gorgeous, how beautiful. Here, on top, as I was saying, you can use whatever stitch combination you like best, and the result is spectacular. I really love the combination with the wooden beads. Look at the ring. If you don't have this ring, you can replace it with a clasp ring like this one. It can be metal or one of these wooden ones. I'll also give you the measurements. We finished that with 43 centimeters in length. To the 25 centimeters of the hose, we add 9 centimeters on this side and 9 centimeters on the other side, for a total of 43 centimeters. You can adjust the size of the handle depending on the length of the hose you have on hand. You can also replace the t-shirt yarn with another material, like that cord or whatever you have available. You can also replace the beads. I'm just giving you the idea, and you can adapt the process to your liking. I also made this other handle, and here at the ends I placed wooden rings. covered them with single crochet, and finished here with a slip stitch. Look how beautiful it turned out here on the back. See how pretty it looks. Here, what really matters is creativity. However you want to make them, I know they're going to turn out beautiful. We've reached the end of the class. Thank you for staying with me until now. I hope you enjoyed the whole process and that you put it into practice. If that's the case, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment as a way to show your appreciation. I'll see you in the next class. God bless you. Bye.